however that works out, he still had a great first weekend with the car, didn't he? Yep. I mean, to get it down into the sevens already, nudging 180 miles an hour, I mean, Mark is a good lad, and he really does know what he's doing with turbo door cars and street cars, and obviously that one too. So, Andy Bond from Dave Race.
Joe Stevens into the final for the big money. I tell you what, he's a man that hasn't got a lot. This is going to help his certainly his entry for next weekend.
Yep, so Andy Bond in the ugly sister in the black lane taking on Dave Mace. Nothing but trouble. That could be the name for any race car, couldn't it?
Don't forget, Andy Bond went 196 mile an hour in the previous round.
That thing will come on like a train at the top end.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, wow!
201 miles an hour for Andy Bond. Welcome to the 200 mile an hour club. And here comes your first final. Joe Stevens, Andy Bond.
For Pro Street, Mr. 200 miles an hour, Andy Bond. I should think Mr. Todd will come back angry next week.
Oh, yeah.
He's already working on the tune-up, I bet you.
Give you the semi-final form. Joe Stevens went 8:07. Andy Bond went 7:68 at that mahoosive 201 miles an hour. This is the repeat of the national finals for the Street Eliminator Championship. This time, though, they're racing for some serious money.
Yeah, the posted prize funds are if the fields get to a certain size. That's why we haven't read it out, but it's still going to be a big bunch of cash no matter what.
Both into pre-stage, sorry. Inching forward into stage. Andy Bond in the black lane, Joe Stevens in the red. Green light drag race. Joe Stevens got his nose in front, but Andy Bond, the power kicks in. Oh, this is very close at the stripe. I think it's Andy Bond, yes. Oh, he's got 202 miles an hour, 766.
So, Graham Smith and Andy Bond. Two beautiful Tri-Chevys. The giveaway is always the twin chutes on the back of them.
Yeah.
I think Graham Smith would love to be in a position to use both of them. Dipped into the eights, I think it was in the final, wasn't it, back at Easter?
He did indeed, yes. And Andy Bond, though, big
last
story
weekend.
from him. He's had two passes over 200 miles an hour now. Very, very happy with the car. But it looks so undramatic now because it's going beautifully every
Going
single
well.
run.
One thing I'd love to know from him
Notice
as
Graham's
well.
pointing left a bit there.
Quite a bit. One thing I'd love to know, though, with Andy is, like, test day yesterday, he was only making short squirts, wasn't he? He wasn't really...
But he had his mega moment yesterday. Andy Bond.
128 to 60.
Yeah, Andy Bond lined up with Freddie Fagerstrom. He said, oh, that was magic.
That'll
Look at this,
do.
though.
Look at the number. 768, 201 miles an hour, picking up where he left off a week ago.
Well, I don't know what Andy's actually testing, but let's see how he gets on, going alongside James Murray with the Cortina estate. But Andy Bond already #1 qualifier, 768, just over 200 miles an hour. Top end clear. Well, I think what he was trying there was a lot more boost off the line. You saw the car just tried to over-rotate the tyres there, went into a slight wheel slippage. Right, Andy Bond with the ugly sister, going alongside James Murray with the Cortina. Don't forget, on Saturday afternoon, this lot have to prove that they are totally streetable, not just street legal. They go for a 25, 26 mile cruise around the Northamptonshire countryside, head off to Wellingborough, park up, do a hot start and go to a local service station and put some fuel in as well. But let's see what Andy Bond's got for us. He says he's in test mode now, but what is he testing? Let's see. Oh, that's hooked up and it's gone. But he's lifted early. I thought if it was on a good one, he might continue it, but no, he's sticking to plan. Let's have a look. 120 to 60 foot. 325 to 330, but I think he's already off the throttle then, went 987. Right, interestingly, I didn't get a message from Andy Bond this time round. Well, he's normally letting me know what he's up to.
Their 60 foot on the last run was a 1.20, which I think is the quickest that thing's ever left. So look out, if they actually get it, oh dear, there's an ugly person in the wrong lane. I'm looking at the shirt, that's it. Nick Hale and Andy Bond. Let's see what Andy's got for us this time
if it
round.
Hooks and holds. It's held. Now take it all the way through, Andy. No, he's backed out of it. No, he's coasting.
Slowing.
He's coasting.
But it's the same again, 1.20 to 60 foot, and he still coasts to a 973.
I think they've found the sweet spot.
So the next pair of street tyre cars, James Murray with that wicked Cortina. That's really quick, that thing for that. Runs 11s. However, Andy Bond with the ugly sister, 768. He's our #1 qualifier. I'm really looking forward to it, because when he ran that 7.6 and over 200, the 60 foot was still relatively soft, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's what they're working on at the moment, though.
Getting that quick. Well, they've got it quicker anyway. It's 1.20 for a street tyre car. Even is very good. So if it hooks and goes and he keeps it floored, which it does. Oh, quickest 60 foot ever for Andy Bond.
Come on, Andy, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Good looking run. Oh my goodness me.
The quickest run ever in Street Eliminator. 7:13.206. They were just waiting for the right moment to do it.
Gee.
I don't think we were quite expecting that, were we?
I've got goosebumps after that.
That is a massive lump off his personal best. That is the quickest street tyre run ever in the UK, ladies and gentlemen. You want to clap your hands for that one. That was fantastic.
Unbelievable. Right, Top Speed Automotive Street Eliminator.
Hang on. That is 11 rounds of racing. 6 last weekend and 5 this weekend.
Unreal.
That's some streak, that is.
Yeah. Andy Bond, Joe Stevens, this is the repeat of the Pro Street from Door Slammers last weekend.
Yep. Well,
which Andy Bond won.
Hoping for a reversal for Joe Stevens.
Now this time there's no feathering the throttle. You've got to go for it this time, especially Joe. Joe went 7.97. He had another 7-second run earlier on as well. In round 1 he went 8.31. He was on the brakes way before the finish line. But Andy Bond, is he going to back it up for a Street Eliminator record? He needs to go closer to 7.13. Oh my God!
Oh, that's the 60 foot again.
To 60 foot, Andy Bond.
He's been
7.13,
7.08 at 2.09.
Oh my goodness me!
Wow. Your new Street Eliminator ET and speed record, I'm pretty sure, actually.
Last car to run then, Andy Bond with the ugly sister. ET record holding car. 4 Street Eliminator. Let's see what he's got for us. This car flat launches and then just goes. 118, 60 foot. This is on a good one. That is arrow straight. What have we got here?
Yes!
Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, your first ever 6-second pass in Top Speed Automotive Street Eliminator. 6.998 at 6.999, 210 miles an hour. Andy Bond and the team take a bow. That was superb. Well, if you wanted a pairing out for an award, then you've got to pick one of these two. You really have. Anthony Higgs and Andy Bond. Right, now then, Todd, I know you've got a load of numbers in front of you there, but Andy Bond, 6.99, he needs to back that up.
Yeah, okay, well, basically a backup would be anything up to 7.069, or it would back up a 6.930, and of course the speed is also...
well, let's see what happens. It's heads up. Andy Bond flat launches 1.19 to 60 foot. Oh, what's Andy going to run for us this time? 7:03 at 209 miles an hour at the stripe. Okay. That has taken the ET record.
And
what about
the speed record.
He's taken speed as well.
Yep.
Oh, goodness me, 7:03. And what is the speed record now?
210.92.
Right. Let's get our breath back. How many times have these two raced? Andy Bond and Joe Stevens. Andy Bond, of course, took the big prize money at Door Slammers, but it's more about numbers now for Andy Bond. He has set the Class ET record at 6.999. He set the Class Speed record at 210.92. What's he got for us in the final? He's got to beat Joe Stevens, who could just dip back into the sevens here. Andy Bond, 120, 60 foot, not his quickest of the weekend, so we're going to rely on a top end charge from him. 208 miles an hour in 7:06.
So Jill Medley and Andy Bond. This is a perfect example of what you can do in Street Eliminator in both lanes. Jill Medley, I can only presume that is kind of a daily driver. It's one hell of a daily driver, that one, isn't it? It runs in the 12s.
They've got two of these.
Have they?
Yeah, Al's got one as well.
Like Japanese fire.
Yeah, the white one and the black one.
Right.
I don't know if you remember, but they had a fire. The next door neighbour had a fire at home, and it caught their other Jeep, and it burned it to the ground. So this is almost like the insurance car.
Spare one.
Yeah.
Andy Bond with the ugly sister went 6.99. He goes over 200 miles an hour regularly with the rusty looking car. Oh, Jill goes before the tree runs. Andy Bond will get a freebie, and he may still pass her. This will be actually quite a good race. Here we go. Let's see if Andy Bond can run her down. He can, and he has. And he goes 6.99 again! Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. That is exceptional. 212 miles an hour. Andy Bond has now done it twice. Andy Bond on a speed record went 212 miles an hour, I think, earlier today. Taking on Nick Howell. As we said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, these cars are fully street legal. They're actually running on street tyres. They could pull off the end of the racetrack.
Alan Medley messaged me.
Go
on. You know when Jill sort of left way before the tree ran and Andy Bond still went sailing past her at the finish line? Alan Medley said, well, she was going for the photo finish. Which I thought was very well put.
She thought she was giving herself a chance.
Yeah, good fun, that one.
So Nick Howell in the big block Mercedes, you don't get many of them, against Andy Bond. Andy, 115 to 60 foot
That's
for Andy Bond. This is going to be even quicker. 690.
Oh my God. 690.
Talk about raising the bar. 210.88 miles an hour, which I think backs up the speed record.
Right, Top Speed Automotive Street Eliminator. Wow, what can we say? Andy Bond went 6.90 in the semi-finals. He went 6.99 in the quarters. Mark Todd, he was your number one qualifier with 7.24, but maybe Andy was just duping him. I don't know. But here he comes, Mark Todd with the Aston Martin. Has run a 6, but that was in Super Pro, guys, with slicks and wheelie bars. But Andy Bond, if he can back up the 6.90 for another Street Eliminator record, I think the 6.99 was just too far away to back it up. But let's see what happens. The final in Street Eliminator. Mark Todd, Andy Bond, both in pre-stage, both building up the boost. Andy Bond is in. Mark Todd is in. Oh, Mark Todd goes red. So Andy Bond has got the win. It's a 119 60 foot. I don't think it's going to be a 690. It's a 719 at 204. I think the tyres rotated a little bit there, but nevertheless, Andy Bond wins the European Finals in Street Eliminator.
A run that before this season would have been the record. However, after everything he's done this summer, it's the European Finals win there. That's all that counts. I think he's going to be Street Eliminator champion.